Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Hare Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Sri Vasadi Gaura Bhaktam Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandash Pranam. Hare Krishna Prabhu, Dandash Pranam.
Hare Krishna Prabhu,
Om Ajnana Timrandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadadi Swapadandikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurum Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sakagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sakagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Rishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschata Desatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Shri Vasadi Gauravakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Welcome all to the morning program. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya evacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Go. Start aya already. That only. One second. Okay, so let's begin. Yeah. So how are you all doing?
Yeah, by the grace of Krishna and Guru, we're fine, Prabhu.
Doing good, Prabhu.
Good. So in last class, we talked a lot about devotion service, especially the worship aspect. Then we also talked about the mood and consciousness of worship. Right. So today, to ascertain that, we will talk from the life of Dhruva Maharaj. So from life of Dhruva Maharaj, we can understand how this same devotion service can be made stronger, can have a longer endurance and determination. So the sloka to remember for the day is 4.8.33. Okay, so let's repeat this. Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 4, Chapter 8, Text 33. Yasya yaddaiva vihitam.
Yasya
Vihitam.
Yasya yaddaiva vihitam. Satena sukha dukhayaho. Satena sukha dukhayaho. Atmanam toshayan dehi. Atmanam toshayan dehi. Tamasha param vicchati. Tamasha param vicchati. Actually, it's not param, it is param. Tamasha param vicchati. Now we'll read the synonym. Yashya, anyone. Yat, that which. Daiva, by destiny. Okay, thank you. Yet that which. Daiva, by destiny. Vihitam, destined. Sa, such a person. Tena, by that. Sukha dukhayaho, happiness or distress. Atmanam, oneself. Toshayan, being satisfied. Dehi, an embodied soul. Tamasha, of the darkness. Param, to the other side. Richati, crosses. Richati means to cross. Okay. Translation. One should try to keep himself satisfied in any condition of life, whether distress or happiness, which is offered by the Supreme Will. A person who endures in this way is able to cross out the darkness of nescience very easily. A person who endures in this way will be able to cross out the darkness of nescience very easily. Let's read the purport. Material existence consists of pious and impious fruitive activities. As long as one is engaged in any kind of activity other than devotional service, it will result in the happiness and distress of this material world. When we enjoy life in so-called material happiness, it is to be understood that we are diminishing the resultant action of our pious activities. And when we are put into suffering, it is to be understood that we are diminishing the resultant action of our impious activities. Instead of being attached to circumstantial happiness and distress resulting from pious or impious activities, if we get out of the clutches of this nescience, then whatever position we are put in by the will of the Lord, we should accept. Thus, if we simply surrender unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead, we shall get out of the clutches of this material existence. Okay? So we saw why devotions, why Srimad Bhagavatam. Then we saw why devotion service. Then in why devotion service, we saw the method of devotion service. Then we saw in the method of devotion service what should be the consciousness and the mood of devotion service. And now we are talking about the dealings of our own self while we are in the material world trying to practice devotional service. So this is our case. We are in the material world in the midst of all anxieties, problems, difficulties, and some happiness in between, and we are practicing devotional service. Right? Okay. So now what is the context from Srimad Bhagavatam point of view? Durva. Durva was a very small boy, 5 years old. He wanted to sit on the lap of his father. His father is Uttanapada, one of the greatest king who was almost ruling the entire world. So he, as a rightful child, father's first wife's son, wanted to sit on the throne of, not even actually on the throne, on the lap of his father when he was sitting on the throne. Due to his stepmother, And because of the surrender and the lusty desire of his father to his stepmother, his father could not recognize Dhruva. On the other hand, the stepmother, what she did, she chastised Dhruva that if he wanted the throne, it is not enough that he is born to his father, but he has also to be born in her womb. So unless he is born in her womb, there is no way he can sit on the throne or even the lap of his father. So hence he chastised him. So now Dhruva, very upset and crying, comes to his mother and asking for a solution. She says, I don't know. Maybe you should ask Vishnu. You should ask Vishnu, you should pray to Vishnu, and he is the only savior for all of us. With determination and endurance, Dhruva went to the forest. Now, when he went to the forest, he started to practice, austerities. He started to practice austerities given his age, given the kind of austerities he was practicing, was something unmatching. Hey, in this age, you're supposed to go and play with your friends in the school children and things like that and enjoy childhoodness. But what are you doing in the forest? You're trying to take on austerities which is beyond the capacity of your age, your body, and all these things. So, seeing his endurance, his determination, Lord sends Narada Muni. Okay? And Narada Muni, before giving him guidance, before giving him shelter, before even teaching him anything about devotion service, Narada Muni wanted to test him that, hey, this is not for you, very difficult. Why you want to practice these things? And while you're practicing this austerity, you have your mind, which is having a need to materially accomplish something. And now you're trying to practice devotion service. You will have a lot of difficulties while crossing this journey. So, Narada Muni is trying to test Dhruva Maharaj, test his endurance, his persistence, whether he can do it or not. Or this boy is a child, he wants to just play around, he wants to just try it. What does he want to do? So hence, Narada Muni is instructing Dhruva in the process of taking austerity. So he recites this sloka. Now let us look at our conditions of life. In our conditions of life, we also get material happiness, material distress. So Prabhupada is writing, one should try to keep himself satisfied in any condition of life, whether distress or happiness. Since a living entity is destined to get both happiness and distress. And how is that happening? Now, okay, before saying how, we will see who all happens through this. Is it only human beings? Or is it only rich people or poor people? No. Everyone goes through this. Even a small ant, a bacteria goes through this. A mosquito, when it is sucking the blood, it is having enough happiness. And in the process, he gets hit by the person who is the owner of that body. He dies. Distress. Okay? Both happens. So now, what Narada Muni is instructing Dhruva is, you should be satisfied in any condition of life. If you are offered happiness, you should understand it is the hands of the Lord. If you are offered distress, you should understand it is the hands of the Lord. Both. And why you are offered happiness and distress? If you have enough pious credit. Pious credit means positive credit. The resultant of pious credit is happiness, enjoyment. You will enjoy that life. But when you enjoy that life, you are diminishing your pious credit. Slowly, your pious credit is getting over. How? Let's say I put 1 lakh rupees in the bank. I don't need to work. I can just go out, draw the money, go to a store, go to a place, or whatever it may be, buy, enjoy, do whatever you want. No one can question me. But how long I can do unless that 1 lakh rupees is getting over? After that, I can't have that free enjoyment. So similarly, if one is enjoying through happiness, he is diminishing his pious credit. You can easily notice, oh Prabhuji, look at him. He's enjoying like anything. He comes in an aircraft. He drives a helicopter. But he is dissipating his pious credit. Slowly credit is coming down. Okay? On the other hand, if one is having suffering, suffering can be in any form. It may be physically or mentally, both gross and subtle. So what is gross suffering? Gross suffering is suffering of the body. It may be a disease condition, an accident, or any other form of injury to this body. It's all in the gross level. In the mental level, it can be suffering because of financial problems, suffering because of mental problems, suffering because of internal consciousness problems. So many things. Or suffering caused by others by harsh words, harsh behavior, and all these things. So suffering is also like removing your sinful credit out of your list. So you see, both is an act of arrangement of the Lord. The Lord has made a system by which we become the cause of our own cause and the resultant action of our own deeds and nothing else. Right? So we should never get bewildered or attached to a particular situation that we are happy or we are suffering. We should attribute this to an action and the plan of the Lord. And that is called knowledge. When the knowledge is present, then the darkness of nescience. What nescience? Nescience means ignorance. Nescience means lack of knowledge, lack of that subject knowledge in the realized form, not just in mugging of form. So that nescience, the darkness of that nescience is vanquished when the knowledge is present. Then we don't lament. Oh, look at it, what happened to me. Oh, look at him, what's happening to him. Oh, look at him. So we'll never lament, we'll never become envious of other situation. We will all think it's act of the Lord. And move on practicing our devotion service. So thus, Narada Muni, when he educated Dhruva, that while you perform this austerity now, in this endeavor of the spiritual journey that you're doing, you will go through lots of difficulties. But your endurance to attain the lotus feet of the Lord should be constant. If you take up the shelter of the Lord by your practices of this austerity, then these difficulties in the material world, hey, now you're going to sit and do dhyana, no food, standing on one leg, whatever it may be. All these material difficulties will pass through. They will never cause any difficulties for you. Why? Because you've taken shelter of the Lord. You are no more under the clutches of the influence of the three modes of material nature. Satoguna, Rajoguna, Tamoguna. Adhyatmika, Adidevika, Adibhautika. All these three will never cause difficulties for you. Even if it crosses difficulties for you, you will be able to cross over them so easily because you are under the clutches of the Supreme Lord. So this is the instruction Narada Muni is giving to Dhruva Maharaj. So now, let us see the resultant action of what happens by practice of such devotion service. Right? I'll just take this sloka. We did in the last week Kapila Muni's instruction about worship of the deities. Now let's look at this sloka, what happens. 3.29, 11, 12. Madguna Shruti Matrena Mayi Sharva Guhasaye Manogatir Avichinna Yata Gangam Vashom Buddha Lokshanam Bhakti Yogasya Nirgunasya Hi Buddharatam Ahaituki Avyavahita Ya Bhakti Purushottame. The manifestation of unadulterated devotion service. Now, in the previous sloka, we talked about Narada Muni educating him about taking shelter of the Lord to overcome the dualities of distress and happiness. Now here, look at this verse. The manifestation of unadulterated devotion service is exhibited when one's mind is attracted to hearing the transcendental name and qualities of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is residing in everyone's heart. And just as the Ganges flows naturally towards the ocean, such devotional ecstasy, uninterrupted by any material condition, flows towards the Supreme Lord. So that means, if our consciousness and knowledge about devotion is clear, under any condition, whether in a happier state or in a difficult state, your attraction to hear Bhagavad Gita, your attraction towards service to the Lord and His devotees, Vaishnavas, will always manifest in your heart. You will get attracted time and again and again and again, and you will walk towards that Supreme Lord. The example given is Ganges. Whatever you do, whether it's low volume of water, high volume water, turbulent water, or whatever, any under circumstances, the Ganges continuously flows towards the ocean. So similarly, if our consciousness on devotion is set, it will always go towards hearing the activities, pastimes, and the glories, and the Nama, Rupa, Guna, Leela of the Lord at any point of time. Your consciousness will never deviate, will never even pause. It will be uninterrupted. And it keeps on going towards the ocean. Your devotion service will keep on flow towards the lotus feet of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Right? So now, let us see then. Let us look at this sloka. 4.9.47, 4th canto, 9th chapter, text 47. Yasya prasanno bhagavan gunair maitra adibir hari tasmai namanti bhutani nimnam apa ivasvayam. So what does this sloka say? It says, Yasya. Yasya means all, any living entity is called Yasya. So prasanna, we say, no, prasanna manaso. Prasanna means satisfaction, happiness, blissfulness. Bhagavan, the personality of Godhead. Gunai, by qualities. Maitri, adibihi, by friendship. Hari, Lord Hari, tasmai, unto him. See what is going to happen to us on the Lord. Namanti, offer respect. Bhutani, all living entities. Nimnam, to low ground. Apaha, water. Iva, just as Swayam, automatically. So there are two parts in this sloka. So, one who demonstrates this kind of devotion service to the Lord. What sort of devotion service? Faith on the instructions of the Guru, uninterruptedly flowing our attraction towards Nama, Rupa, Guna, Leela of the Lord, hearing the transcendental pastime by continuously taking shelter of Srimad Bhagavatam, doing worship to the deities in a mood, in a consciousness of love, the consciousness of love to the Supreme Lord. Then what happens to him? He says that all living entities offer honor. You will see that everyone in this world They will give respect to you. They will see that you're an attractive personality. They will just stop criticizing you. Right? So it is very, very important to understand. By one serving the Supreme Source purifies the one who is serving him. Not only purifies him, his energy, this Yogamaya potency of that Lord, also act on that living entity. Because it acts on a living entity, Lord is attractive. Lord is very attractive. And that same feature of attractiveness of the Lord reflects on this personality, and he also becomes attractive. So other living entities, they automatically offer him respect. They deal with him in a very, very friendship manner. At least the enviness, hatredness will slowly start to come down. Right? Now, is this true? Prabhu, can this happen in reality? I don't know, Prabhu. Now, let's take His Holiness Jayapada Swami Maharaj. Okay? Just for example, I'm taking. If you look at him from an external point of view, from a materialist point of view, he has got material disabilities, right? Okay. That material disabilities have also reached his throat that he cannot sing very melodious kirtans. He cannot speak very attractively, right? But look at him. Wherever he goes, whatever he does, whatever he writes, it attracts millions of people. Even newcomers, when they see him, they don't see his material, impediments. They see, wow, he's a great devotee. So where is that heart melting? Where is that desire to get attracted to him is manifesting? It's because of the energy of the Lord. That's what you have to understand, right? Prabhupada, when he went to the Western world, when he started to preach, you see, in a short period of time, once the Lord was convinced about his mission and his uninterrupted, his determination, and the Lord opened up the floodgates of mercy for him. You know what happened to him? His success was non-stop. You see his interviews, he'll directly criticize big businessmen, scientists, even the fathers of these churches. He'll just criticize directly. If you do that today, you will be jailed. You will be put into a lot of material difficulties. But Prabhupada went on doing it, and these great personalities, they would more and more surrender to him to hear him, then they'll nod their head and then go. They would not attack him back. You see, the attraction. Lakhs of people took up devotion service. And who are these people? They are not born Brahmanas. They are meat eaters. They're children of meat eaters and drunkards and all these personalities. They got attracted. They just started to chant Harinam. They practiced devotion service. See, this is how one becomes very, very attractive. So, if the qualities of devotion are demonstrated, then the qualities of purity also manifest from that devotee. All the 27 qualities that manifest out of this personality will be the cause of attraction for others. Right? I will quote this first, see this first sloka. We do this Shadagosami Ashtakam, right? From that one. The first one. Krishna Kirtana Gana Nartana Paro Premamritambo Nidhi Dhira Dhira Jana Priyo Priyakaro Nirmatsaro Pujito. Now let's look at the meaning of this translation. I offer my respectful obeisance on the 6 Goswamis. Rupa, Sanatana, Raghunatha, Raghunatha Dasa, Jiva, Gopala Bhatta. And why I am offering obeisances to these 6 Goswamis? Because they're always engaged in chanting the holy name of Krishna and they're dancing in ecstasy. Okay. And what are they? They are just like ocean of love. There's nothing else in them. There are no material qualities in them. They're just ocean of love. Okay. And they're popular both within the gentle and with the ruffians. Now, who are the gentle here? Gentle are practicing devotees generally. Devotees are considered gentle. And ruffians are who? Atheists, envious people, materialist, lusty people, people with krodha, kama. So they're called ruffians. They're popular even among them. So that means the Goswamis are not only popular among devotees because they know them, but they're also popular among the materialists who do not know them, because they're not envious of anyone. They see everyone as children of God. It is just the time factor. Once heart and consciousness will open up, they'll practice the love of God. Some have opened up, some not yet opened up. So they don't have envious on anyone. They see all souls as children of God. Whatever they do, they're all pleasing to everyone. Whatever the Shad Goswamis do, is very pleasing. And they're fully blessed by Lord Chaitanya. Thus, they are engaged in missionary activities meant to deliver all conditioned souls in the material universe. So, under this condition, what happens when these Goswamis preach, when they talk about love of Godhead, when they talk about devotion practices, many people are getting attracted. They want to take it up. They will take up devotion service and start a practice. So, you can understand from these that devotional service to Krishna in an uninterrupted, unmotivated, with full of love when performed, he is empowered by the Lord. How much empowerment he'll give? According to one's level of devotional practice. If our devotional practice is very limited, his empowerment also is limited. If our devotion practice is extremely good, his empowerment also is extremely good on us. Right? So, it is important to know how this Vedic injunctions have been designed and how the whole system functions. So, we should have faith in the scriptures because the scriptures are manifested from the mouth of the Supreme Lord. And we should take the instructions and according to our time, place, situation, circumstances, without wasting time, we should keep on going up the ladder of devotion service towards the Lord. Then what happens? Material tribulations do not affect us. We read the sloka, no? In our sloka list also is there, no? Which sloka? Iti nandadayo gopaha Krishna Rama katam muda kurvanto ramamanascha. See? The same sloka. What does it say? Just because they took shelter by hearing Krishna, Rama, Katham, always hearing the activities and glories of the Lord uninterruptedly, no material tribulations affected them. It is not that material difficulties will go away, but they will continue to exist, but they won't affect you. They won't affect your consciousness. Or in other circumstances, you will easily cross them over. Any difficulties, you will cross them over. No problem. That's the power of practicing with endurance and determination. Okay. So these are the flow of slokas that I have selected for the day to help make each of us to understand how to deal with material paradoxes while we are having the determination in the path of devotion service. Don't get the material paradoxes carry you away. Understand hands of the Lord. And why is hands of the Lord? Why is that there is someone with extra pious credit and why there is someone with sinful credit? It is hands of the Lord that he is given the credit. But why is done like that? It is according to our previous life's action and reaction. That means Lord has created a system. What system? Whatever action you create, your action manifests out of your desire. So whatever action you create or you do, there will be a resultant reaction for which you will enjoy or suffer. That's the system that the Lord created. So every time when we see, oh Lord, I'm having a wonderful time. Oh Lord, why am I being awarded this? You will not find fault with others or with the Lord or with your horoscope or anything, but you will see that it is me and my own activities that has caused this resultant situation for me. Now it is our chance. Let us wake up. Let us evolve. What is our chance? Now I have this knowledge. I know what to do. So let us practice. Let us practice in a systemic manner under the guidance of a guru. Now, when Dhruva started to practice, Krishna sent Narada Muni. Why? Because if Dhruva practices of his own, he may practice incorrectly. He may make mistakes. He may make offenses. And that offense and mistakes will again pull one's practice of devotion service down. So, Dhruva needs to practice devotion service under the guidance of a guru. Guru consists of two personalities. One, Book Bhagavata, person Bhagavata. What is Book Bhagavata? The rules and regulations of Vedic injunction, which comes from the mouth of Guru. And the person Bhagavata, worshipping the person, following his instruction. Right? So, you have to keep both of them in parallel. Guru and Guru Vakya. Both. So, what did Krishna say? Oh, Krishna saw his endurance. Krishna saw his determination. He sent Narada Muni. When Narada Muni came, what did Narada Muni do? He not only talked about the conclusions of Vedic injunction, why he has to practice devotion, but he also taught him how to actually do it. And while he taught him actually how to do it, what are the things that he needs to be careful about? Where he needs to guard himself, where he needs to be aware of himself so that he avoids making mistakes. So, Dhruva's practice of success was phenomenal. Why? Because he practiced under the instructions of the Guru. So when Dhruva did exactly what Narada Muni told him, in 6 months, not even 60 years, 100 years, no, look at it. Valmiki practiced for 60,000 years to realize Godhead. But Dhruva only practiced 6 months. And Prishni Garbha, immediately he manifested in front of Dhruva. And he benedicted him. Dhruva came with a very, very small material desire. What is the material desire? Hey, I need to rule the kingdom. Not just the kingdom, all the kingdom to Brahma. But what did Lord give him? Lord not only gave him anything in the material world, he gave him even in the spiritual world. He gave him a position in the spiritual world. He purified his heart and made him such a phenomenal devotee. See, that is the resultant action of the Lord. So now, when we practice devotion service, not by just our enthusiasm, under the guidance of one spiritual master, Guru, then we lead to perfection. If not, we are subjected to mistakes. And that mistakes may become offenses. And offenses will slower or take us away from devotion service. And this is how this entire cycle needs to be understood. Okay? So now we will end here and we will read the sloka 3 times. And we will have others also recite the sloka one by one. We'll also take Q&A so that we will go home, or we are already at home, but we will go home, meaning take our consciousness with full of clarity. How to practice devotion, how to take guidance, and what should be the goal of my life. How do I set my consciousness? How do I understand the paradoxes of this material energy and practice correctly? Right? So we'll go home with clarity about all these things. Okay. Let's repeat this sloka 4.8.33. Yasya yaddaiva vihitam
Yasya yaddaiva vihitam
satena sukha dukkhayaho
tatena sukhadukkhayo
atmanam toshayan dehi tamasha param richati. Yasya yaddaiva vihitam tatena sukha dukkhayaho atmanam toshayan dehi tamasha param richati. Tamasha param richati. Okay. First come, first served. 5 to 7 devotees, Matajis. 5 to 7 devotees, Prabhus. Can recite slow.
4.8.33 Yasya yaddaiva vihitam tatena sukhadukkhayo atmanam toshayantihi tamasha paramusyati.
Hare Krishna 4.33.
Hare Krishna, once again.
Yes, Mataji.
Only the person who's reciting should have the mic on. Others should go mute. Otherwise, there's too much of sound. It causes disturbance. Okay. So we'll have alternate. One Mataji, one Prabhu reciting like that. We'll do like that. Okay.
Hare Krishna. Yasyadaiva vihitam satena sukha dukkha atmanam toshayam dehi tamasah param ruchyati. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna 4.8.33 Yasya yaddaiva vihitam satena sukha dukkayoho atmanam toshayan dehi tamasa param ruchyati. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Yasyadaiva vihitam satena sukha dukkha atmanam toshayan dehi tamasa param ruchyati.
Hare Krishna, pause. See, it is satena sukha dukkhayaho. It is dukkhayaho. Okay, all of you making a small change, you take it. Dukkhayaho. Okay, yeah. Next.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. SB 4.8.33 Yasya yaddaiva vihitam satena sukadukayo atmanam toshayan dehi tamasa param richati. Hare Krishna.
Hare Hare.
Yasya yaddaiva vihitam satena sukadukayaho atmanam tosayam dehi tamasah param archati.
Richati.
Urchati.
Hare Krishna. Yasya yaddaiva vihitam satena sukadukkayo atmanam tosayam dehi tamasam param ruchyati. Hare Krishna.
Param richati.
Param ruchyati.
Thank you. Next.
Hare Krishna. Yasya yaddaiva vihitam satena sukha dukkayoho atmanam toshayan dehi tamasa param richati. Hare Krishna.
Param richati. Param means superior. Param means other side.
Param richati.
Yeah.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Yeah, please go ahead.
Hare Krishna. Yasya yaddaiva vihitam satena sukha dukkayo atmanam tasyam dehi tamasa param richati.
Yeah, it is not tasyam, it is toshayan.
Toshayam.
Okay. Yes, good. Thank you. Next. All of you recite at once. This is a chance.
Yasyadaiva vihitam satena sukha dukkayoho atmanam toshayah dehi tamasam param ruchyati.
Hare Krishna. Yasya yaddaiva vihitam satena sukha dukkhayoho atmanam toshayan dehi tamasah param ruchyati. Hare Krishna.
Very good.
Yes. Hare Krishna. Yasya yaddaiva vihitam satena sukha dukkhayo atmanam toshayan dehi tamasah param ruchyati.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna. Yes. Okay, go ahead, Mataji.
Thank you, Mataji.
यस्य यद्दैव विहितं स तेन सुखदुःखयोः आत्मानं तोषयान् देहि तमसः पारं पृच्छति.
हरे कृष्ण यस्य यद्दैव विहितं सा तेन सुखदुःखयोः आत्मानं तोषयन् देहि तमसा पारं पृच्छति. हरे कृष्ण.
Good. Next.
हरे कृष्ण यस्य यद्दैव विहितं स तेन सुखदुःखयोः आत्मानं तोषयन् देहि तमसः पारं पृच्छति.
Good.
Hare Krishna.
Go ahead, Prabhu.
Thank you. Yasya yaddaiva vihitam sadhena sukha dukkhayoho atmanam tosayam dehi tamasa param pruchyati.
Okay. Good. Next.
हरे कृष्ण प्रभु यस्य यद्दैव विहितं स तेन सुखदुःखयोः आत्मानं तोषयन् देहि तमसः पारं पृच्छति.
Good. Next.
Hare Krishna. SB 4.8.33 यस्य यद्दैव विहितं सा तेन सुखदुःखयो आत्मानं तोषयेन देहि तमसा पारगृह्यति.
Correct. Good. Anyone left?
यस्य यद्दैव विहितं स तेन सुखदुःखयो आत्मानं तोषयं देहि तमसा पारं पृच्छति.
Very good. Okay. All done?
8.33 यस्य यद्दैव विहितं स तेन दुःखयोः आत्मानं तोषयन् देहि तमसा पारं पृच्छति. हरे कृष्ण.
Good.
Srimad Bhagavatam 4.8.3. Okay, Prabhu. Continue, Prabhu.
You started, no? Finish.
यस्य यद्दैव विहितं स तेन सुखदुःखयो आत्मानं तोषयन् देहि तमसः पारं पृच्छति.
Yes, Venkatraman Prabhu.
हरे कृष्ण श्रीमद् भागवतम 4.8.33 यस्य यद्दैव विहितं सा तेन सुखदुःखयोः आत्मानं तोषयन् देहि तमसः पारं पृच्छति.
Okay, good.
Param pृच्छति.
The sloka is good. How many times we heard? 26 times we heard. Now it should be registered. If your intention of hearing is good, you would have memorized the sloka by this time. Huh? So easy, no? Okay.
Yes.
Okay, good. Any questions? We have 8 minutes for questions.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, I had one question for the first sloka, Prabhu.
This is the first sloka.
First, yes. Narada Muni says you should be satisfied in both distress and happiness. So, with regard to both material and spiritual practices, Prabhu, when happiness comes, we should not be overjoyed. That is the meaning, no, Prabhu?
Yeah, correct. So what is the application point? Now, one is consciousness, then the application. Okay, the consciousness is, okay, I'm benedicted with a lot of comforts in life. I'm very happy. Yeah, good. But this is not mine. This is just the mercy of the Lord. I didn't earn this. That's the consciousness.
Yes, that's the consciousness.
What is the practice? What's the practice? Don't become pride. Don't be proud.
Okay.
Don't act whimsically. Don't think that we are above others.
Yes, Prabhu.
Okay.
Yes. Prabhu.
General rule is the greater the experience, the greater the leadership, the greater the humility. The higher the position, the greater the humility. The more the knowledge, greater the humility. Look at this. The material world teaches something else. Oh, you are the king, so you should be proud, you should have hankar, you should have this, that. No. The greater you are, the greater the humility. Here, Lord Ram's Charitra, Ram Charitra. What does Lord Ram teach? He is the highest personified. He is loved by everyone. Not just the kingdom, the rishis, everyone, including his own stepmother Kaikeyi, who's going to cause him difficulty. He's loved even by her. Previous day evening, they tell him, you have to sit to purify. They have to certain samaskaras you have to perform. You have to purify yourself. And both happily, Ram and Mother Sita, they come, they sit in front of Yajna, perform with great rishis. And they did it as a matter of duty. Next day, he was told, no, whatever you did yesterday is of no use. You have to leave to the forest. Renounce everything. Wear clothes and leave. Ram showed his happiness and he left. So, happiness was there previous night, distress was there next day morning. But Ram was very balanced. So he's demonstrating, and that's exactly what we need to do. So there are two aspects in this. One is the consciousness, and second is the application. Application is what we need to demonstrate in our life.
When distress comes, okay, we take it nicely, but should we do anything to remove the distress or not, Prabhu?
See, now, that is also consciousness now. Okay. Now, there are many ways you can handle distress. Okay. Now, for example, let's say we're talking about mental distress. Mental distress caused by others on you. Right? You can become intelligent to manage that. And that intelligence you should understand is also provided by the Lord. Right? Let's say dealing with people. There could be certain situations are unavoidable that you have to face it. But pray to the Lord for intelligence so that you can actually manage them. If the Lord is going to be merciful to you because you've approached him, then you will be awarded the intelligence to manage it. What does Krishna say in Bhagavad Gita, chapter 7? Chaturvida bhajante mam jana sukritino arjuna artho artharthi jignasur artharthi jnani cha varadarshava. He says that so many kinds of people come to me, I still award benediction according to what they come to me for. So similarly, first quality of a devotee is always take shelter of the Lord. Yes, I'm having through difficulties. Now I'm going through an example of mental difficulties. Yes, please give me intelligence to overcome them. Please give me intelligence to help manage people. Yes, if the Lord is pleased with you, he'll give you the intelligence. It's all about intelligence, ability to manage people. You'll overcome it. Okay? Let's say you have a gross problem of disease. You pray to the Lord so that the Lord opens up the knowledge of connecting with the right doctor, with the right treatment, with the right medicine. Sometimes the suffering may go, sometimes suffering may not go, but your suffering because of the mercy of the Lord will come down to a lower level, which is manageable by you. See, again, Lord is acting. Now, why is he acting in this way? Because of your past intensity of your karma. So, you take the shelter of the Lord for everything. He'll show you the right person. So that is why the Lord's mercy is either direct or indirect. Now, how in case of Dhruva happened? Dhruva came to worship Vishnu, to take shelter of Vishnu so that he can conquer the kingdom. Conquer the kingdom means sit on the throne. But Lord mercy came indirectly. How? It came through Narada Muni. Lord sent Narada Muni. Go solve this problem. Lord did not come directly. He said, go solve this problem. He sent a messenger. So like that, in our life, let's say there's financial problem, let's say disease problem, some other problem, the Lord will send the right personality if your mode of devotion surrender is correct. Things will be magical for you. And that also you give credit back to the Lord. This is how you handle happiness and distress.
Thanks, Prabhu. Wonderful answer. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Welcome.
Prabhu, one this thing realization I want to tell Prabhu.
Yes,
when I'm understanding that I should not be proud because I'm in a better position, I can show a prayer of gratitude to the Lord, the Prabhu. So I become more humbler also.
Yes, very important point of gratitude. So let's understand how should a devotee life be. The first gratitude that you express to the Lord is by expressing to other devotees. You know what's the first sign of first gratitude? Whenever you see a devotee, you please tell him Hare Krishna. This is the first sign of gratitude. You have to say it explicitly. You see, you are in the temple and suddenly another devotee comes. It is not that you keep your frowning face and then do whatever you want, do like that, go like that. No. The first sign of respect that you give to another devotee is the first step of gratitude towards the Lord. Look at this beauty. You are saying Hare Krishna to another devotee is an expression of gratitude to the Lord. And that's the beauty. So, Bhagavatam teaches us many such dimensions of expressing gratitude. And this is one such. There are many ways to show our gratitude. When you perform Aarti, when we're teaching all these slokas to you, you try to recite these slokas every day in the morning in front of the altar. Right? So how will it happen? You'll open the altar and you'll start to clean up. Right? You will clean up the altar, or you may set up the altar, or you may make some fruits offering to the Lord, things like that. At that time, don't be silent, just go on reciting these slokas as an offering to the Lord, expression of gratitude. When you go to bed, thank the Lord for the day that He's gave to you. When you get up off the bed in the morning, say by chanting the Hare Krishna, and then pray to the Lord, thank you for this wonderful day that you're going to give me today. So you see, gratitude, gratitude, gratitude. Your spiritual master will tell you at the time of initiation, you have to chant my pranama 3 times a day. That means Guru pranama needs to be chanted by anyone 3 times minimum day. What is the 3 times? Not standing up and say, Nama Vishnu Pada Krishna Prasad. Okay, 3 times over in the day. No. It is Trikalam. In every kala of the day, you have to offer one gratitude to your Guru. Why? Because he's giving you new life. He's taking you out in the parampara. He's teaching you one of the most confidential knowledge which is not available to anyone else. So like that, there are many methods that our Vaishnava Sampradaya has taught us about gratitude, and we keep on understanding it and expressing it. It's very, very important. For example, when there's a festival, you offer donation, no? Prabhu, I want to do Nashima oil, 500 rupees. Give me one oil. Now, you are thinking, oh, I'll give to Nashima, but actually that's a gratitude. On the festival day, you're pleasing the Lord. It's a gratitude. So now, what Prabhupada has actually instituted is, in such a way that, like ISKCON today, you see, you go to on a festival day, there'll be a offering for 100, 200, 500 rupees also. They'll be offering for 10,000, 20,000, 1 lakh also. Now, according to your financial ability, you take that seva and do it. But remember, a rich man taking up 10,000 seva, 10,000 rupees seva, a poor man taking 100 rupees seva, both are equal to the Lord. We may differentiate, oh, look at that, Prabhu gave 10,000 rupees, I'm giving only 100 rupees. No, that's not the point. According to your ability, you're expressing your gratitude to the Lord, and Lord recognizing that on equal platform. The boulder, the rock that was thrown by Hanuman while building the bridge of Ram Setu, that effort recognized by the Lord was equally recognized by a small squirrel throwing a very small stone to construct the bridge of the Lord. That is gratitude. And that's how we have to see. Hare Krishna.
Yes,
I always remember the example you have given us. while during Harinam classes, you said the hen can fly a little distance, crow can fly, and the eagle can fly higher.
Much higher, yeah.
Yes. So, but we should not compare with the others. We should try to fly more, but we should not compare. And then you heard it.
Yes. Very important. Okay. So let's take another simple example to understand this gratitude problem. Okay. Now, a non-devotee versus a devotee. Now, a devotee may express higher levels of gratitude. He may do many aspects of devotion service. But a non-devotee may not do all these things. He may just come, give money, and then go. But the Lord sees both good. You know how? Let's take Rasgulla. Okay, now, let's say there's person A, person B. This person A has tasted Rasgulla. So now if you tell him about Rasgulla, he'll understand the taste, the texture, the specialty of Rasgulla. Who the person A, why? He's tasted, he's know it. So no big deal about it. But person B, he's never seen Rasgulla, he's never heard Rasgulla, he's never tasted Rasgulla. So for him, he does not know the glory of Rasgulla. So that's how the difference between a non-devotee and a devotee. Now you see, you cannot differentiate them technically. That's why Lord's mercy equal to both of them. However, since the devotee is expressing higher levels of gratitude, the Lord reciprocates on a personal level on a higher platform. Otherwise, Lord gives both this chance. Why? You've tasted, you know it, that's why you're doing it. But he's not tasted, he doesn't know. So how can I punish him, or how can I deprive him of the opportunity? So that's how the dealing is. Is it clear, Mataji?
So we can say Lord is not partial at all, Prabhu.
Lord is not partial, but no, here more than partial.
Mercy flows equally.
No. Whether you are a lower devotee or higher devotee, you're a medalist or not, everyone, they can pay their gratitude to the Lord according to their capacity.
Yes, Prabhu.
And Lord recognizes it. Right? Generally, you know why devotees think, see, we are chanting, we are doing this, we are doing that, okay, good, all those things are fine. But we also think he's a gross metal. What does he do? He doesn't do. No, but the Lord also gives him acceptance of opportunity of gratitude. Right? You should remember the pastime of Guha. Right? When Lord Ram wanted to cross the Sharyu river. So he's a boatman, right?
Yes, Prabhu. Correct.
So these boatmen are not Brahminical or Vaishnava in status. They are lower communities. But his heart was filled with great devotion. So what did he tell Lord Ram? Lord Ram, I'm going to do you a service now. What service? I'm going to cross you and Mother Sita across the river. It's a big river. I will do that service, but you have to pay me salary for that. Okay, what salary should I pay for you? You have to allow me to wash your lotus feet personally, and that is the salary. So Lord Ram understood, oh, this is not an ordinary person, he's an advanced devotee, because he knows where devotion begins. So you see how each personality, according to his realization, according to his level, he deals with the Lord. And Lord accepts all of them. So, you, according to your practice of devotion, express your gratitude. Express your gratitude to the fullest heart. That is best suited for you.
Prabhu, when I am getting this knowledge, because I have undergone some austerity or penances, now the person who is a non-devotee in my house, I can always pray to the Lord, please give him a little knowledge so that he can also come up the ladder, Prabhu.
Yeah, that is good. That is compassion of devotees. That is your compassion for others, living entities. Okay, and it is important you show compassion to others. And that is one of the qualities of manifestation of love. Being compassionate for others.
Yes, Prabhu.
Don't become hard-hearted. Yeah.
Yes, Prabhu. Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Okay, one last question, if there is any.
Prabhu, this gratitude to extend more, even it is also applicable when we are preaching or doing any service also, no, Prabhuji?
Yes.
So that is one thing is when we are offering during the festivals, we are offering money or we are offering flowers. But when we are doing preaching, we are offering Krishna to others. I think that's gratitude is much.
No, you are offering love of Krishna to others.
Love of Krishna, yeah. Same with the service also. So that is also comes under gratitude only.
Correct. Otherwise, why will you serve when there's no salary paid for that service?
Correct. Yeah.
So it's an expression of gratitude, right? But that person may not realize it, but Lord knows it. And that's important. So now through Bhagavatam, what happens? We are realizing it. Now, when you realize that, hey, this service is an expression of gratitude to the Lord, you will do that service with more love and dedication. That is the difference, power of knowledge. Otherwise, you will do the service, but it may be mixed, maybe Mishra consciousness.
But the reciprocation aspect is more when we are giving love of Krishna to others. Is it correct?
Yeah, because you're doing you're doing a mission of the Lord.
Correct.
Okay, you're doing actually the mission of the Lord. Hey, Lord saying, "Oh, you're doing my job." Okay, I will. I'm very pleased. That's the point, right? So that's why you should understand. You should read the pastime in Canto 1, where Uddhava meets Krishna in Prabhas. Right? So Krishna's instruction to Uddhava, very, very wonderful it is. Now, what does it say? Uddhava, you're not going to come with me. We're all, my entire community, my paraphernalia, my associates, my people, my energies, everyone going back to Vaikuntha planets. But you're going to stay back, Uddhava. Uddhava is crying. Am I not a Yadav? Am I not your part of your energy? Am I not your devotee? Am I not this? Am I not that? He'll ask all those things. Why are you leaving me alone? There's no Uddhava. You're going to do one of the greatest service that no one else has done. What that service is? This Badrikashrama I never visited. I didn't have time in this pastime that I could not go and perform my pastime there. So you go. You go and sit in Badrikashrama and preach these glories of Srimad Bhagavatam to those rishis, and they are my dear devotees. So he took up, see, imagine, Lord's mission of performing these pastimes in Badrikashrama could not happen because of various reasons. And that you're fulfilling by reading Srimad Bhagavatam in Badrikashrama. So you look at it, you're doing the mission of the Lord directly. What else can be that service? And the rishis are going to hear. When the rishis are going to hear, it means all the devotees who went to Badrikashrama, they're also hearing that. That benediction that they get. That's why Badrikashrama is a Punya Kshetra. People visit in flocks. See, this is how you understand this. Okay? Okay, good. Thank you all. Have a wonderful weekend. So, two things for you is Sunday, we are not having the center program because of, there's some news about Narendra Modi coming today. Tomorrow it is changing. We don't know what they will change and cause difficulty for others. So hence we are not having a center program, but we will have the Bhagavad Gita class. That means chapter 4. The deep study will happen. It will start about 4:30, 5 o'clock. Pawan Prabhu will send the message. So we'll do 1.5 hours and try to see if we can finish chapter 4 tomorrow. Okay?
Prabhu, but last week also we didn't offer and do prayers, and this week is okay, Prabhu? 2 weeks?
No, that we will have the deity department Matajis to go do that and come on.
Okay.
Okay, so there are some Matajis who are group is formed to take care of the deities. So we'll talk to them. They can just go and offer some flowers, show some agarbatti, and then offer some fruits, and then they can come back. So that way, deity service is taken care. We'll do that, Mataji.
Yes, Prabhu. Thank you, Prabhu.
Okay.
Shloka to be by hearted is only one today, Prabhu.
4.8.33.
Okay, Prabhu.
Other slokas are referential and substantiating slokas.
Yes, Prabhu. Thank you, Prabhu.
Of course, if you want, you can read them on.
Prabhu, next week on.
Yes, Prabhuji.
So next week onwards, we will be doing Bhagavatam from first sloka, Prabhuji.
Okay. So from next Saturday onwards, it will be a first canto of Srimad Bhagavatam will begin. So we will try to track attendance because Canto 1 needs to be learned thoroughly. Now, why it has to be learned thoroughly? Because it's got many things. First, it has presentation about who is Lord and what is greatness about him. Okay, 1. Conclusion of Sadhu, Guru and Shastra. All 3 dimension we'll see. Then it talks about who authored Bhagavatam and what is his qualities and how did he author it. Okay. Then the hearer, the qualities of Parikshit and what sort of glorious person that he was awarded the mercy of hearing Bhagavatam from the real source, Sukadeva Goswami. So glories of Parikshit. Then after that, we will hear a lot of pastimes from Mahabharata. We'll also hear stories about Yudhishthir. We'll also hear stories about Bhishma Dev. We'll also hear many interrelated pastimes. We'll also hear stories about Vidura. So like that, we will be able to completely comprehend Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1. Right? So Canto 1 is very, very interesting from many dimensions. So we'll hear them. Canto 1 is also a voluminous book, so it'll take many months before we complete. So we'll try to go sloka by sloka and try to conclude Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1. Okay? So this is the last class for ad hoc slokas. From next Saturday onwards, it is going to be Canto 1 of Srimad Bhagavatam. Please have your book and your notebook with pen ready. Write on notes, write down these points, then and there, here and there. And become systematic in your learning. Okay? You will relish Srimad Bhagavatam.
Prabhu, next week hopefully we'll be in Badrinath, Prabhu. I don't know if we will miss it, but please, without forgetting, record the class, Prabhu.
Okay.
Yes, Prabhu.
Shubhyatra Mataji for you.
Yes, Prabhu. We need blessings of all the Vaishnavas and Vaishnavis because I heard it is little difficult, the weather and all that, but still, I think by the time we go, Krishna will make it clear.
Okay, Mataji, no problem.
I think there was last week one mishap also, Mataji.
And that will be happening, Prabhu. Some mishap will happen.
Pray Lord Krishna, Mataji. He will be with us.
Yes. Prabhu, you all of you also pray for us, Prabhu. Even
yes,
Aryan is joining us. Yes, Prabhu.
See, you're all inviting Kachani Mataji, this Mataji, that Mataji. You're not inviting me at all. Huh?
You are very
Prabhu.
Okay, so we'll pray for you, Mataji. Huh?
That's what I was telling her. Let's look for Narayana Rishis there.
Okay.
Okay.
So, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Grandhara Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Gurudev ki jai. Nitai Gaur Premanande, Pancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Samvatayevacha, Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha, Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai, Vaishnava Thakur Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Om Tat Sat. Thank you. Have a wonderful day.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, Dandavat Pranam Prabhu. Thank you, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, Dandavat Pranam.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam.
Dandavat Pranam. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Dandavat Pranam.